The Wedding Favor, Part 15. The massage starts with Ella feeling strange. She's tense and anxious, but not because of anything the two massage therapists do. They are very professional. She's just not used to people touching her so matter-of-factly. The masseuse working on Ella, Leslie, starts with her feet, and surprisingly, Ella doesn't instinctively kick her. Ella is very ticklish, but something about Leslie makes it so Ella isn't. Leslie's hands are soft, warm, and stronger than they look. Her touches are purposeful, and once she adds oil to her practice, it feels as if she's rubbing stress out from Ella's very bones. It's only when Leslie has undone every single knot of tension in Ella's calves, back, and shoulders that Ella realizes how sore she actually was. The worst offender is Ella's neck. It takes actual effort not to moan when Leslie works on those muscles. Thinking of moaning has Ella snapping her eyes open and glancing towards Damien. He's looking just as mellow as Ella feels, with May working on his back. He's staring at Ella with half-lidded eyes and a languid smile. It takes Ella's breath away. How long has he been staring at Ella? Did she actually make noise, and is that why he's staring? The mortification has Ella closing her eyes again, and it has her tensing her back again, which makes Leslie click her tongue at her. She slides her hands down Ella's spine in such a way that her entire body turns into a pile of goop. There's no brain power left to think about Damien next to her. All right, that's time for today. Ella snaps awake at the sudden words from Leslie. She fell asleep. Ella puts her hand next to her chest, ready to push herself up and apologize, but Leslie softly pats her on the back. Don't worry, miss. It's a compliment if a client falls asleep on me. Please relax and get up on your own time. The room is yours until you are ready. Ella feels herself flush all the way to her toes, but that might just be because she can actually feel her entire body being loose and relaxed. It's making her sensitive to every sensation right now. Leslie and May leave, the door clicking closed softly behind them, and Damien's side of the room is filled with rustling. Ella glances his way just in time to see one butt cheek before he ties the towel around his waist again. It is a shapely butt cheek that will appear in her dreams for weeks to come. Do you want to go to the sauna? Or are you relaxed enough as is? Ella can just hear Damien's smirk. She still looks up to see it. Her brain is still sluggish from sleep, but it's fast enough to conjure up images of him inside a small wooden room, covered in a sheen of sweat, a hack staring at her with a cocky smirk. Or maybe that soft smile from earlier. It's both incredibly mouthwatering and entirely inappropriate. Ella needs a cold shower. I'd rather just shower and lay down some. In your bed. Damn it. Ella chastises her filthy brain as she clumsily gets up, trying to keep herself covered with the towel. Damien shrugs in answer and grabs 2 red bathrobes from the cupboard. The shower down here is abysmal. You can take the one in my guest room. Ella accepts the bathrobe and puts it on over her towel without thinking. Then she stalls. Wait, I'm not walking through this entire building in nothing but a robe. Damien looks at her with a confused frown. Why not? Ella stares back, just as confused. It's indecent. You're completely covered. Not underneath the robe. Ella clutches the robe closer. No one is going to see anything under your robe. I don't understand the problem here. I don't want to run around in a bathrobe where rich people can just gawk at me. Ella can't bear to look at Damien, so she stares at the floor beneath her feet. You only have to cross the hall. Once we're in the lift, nobody's going to get in with us. Damien's comforting drawl sounds like a whisper in her ear, even though he's 3 feet away. Ella wants to smile at him and agree, but then she remembers she's naked under her robe. You don't know that. Yes, I do. The lifts are private. Once they're going, they don't stop. Besides, chances are very slim we'll see anyone on the way to the lifts. It's not even 20 feet. Ella hesitates for a moment longer. She feels tacky from the oil, and she does not want to ruin her clothes. She can deal with a quick 20 feet. They don't meet anyone in the hallway, and the elevator doesn't stop on the way to Damien's apartment, which is on the top floor. He's living in the penthouse. Of course he is. How does he pay for all of this? Damien exits the elevator first, into a smaller entrance hall. There's only one door, which Damien opens with a key card. Ella can't take it anymore. She has to know. What do you actually do for a living? Damien freezes and slowly looks at her with a deep frown. Did you not see me in Uncle's business room? His tone and look are more than enough to make Ella feel like an idiot. Ella flushes and looks away from him. Well, yes, but I thought you were a low-level guy or something because your uncle basically helped you a lot in your career. Ella stops herself before she actually utters the words. She motions between them instead. Damien throws her a cocky grin and opens his door. No, I'm the one who deals with the higher class clients. You need a certain flair to do that, which most mooks don't have. He even does one-handed quotation marks around the word mooks. Huh. That explains why he got sent with her. The Bocellis are as high class as you get. Ella follows him through the door into an apartment that looks like it belongs in a luxury magazine. Wide open spaces, pale colors, expensive furniture, and an absence of all signs of anyone living here. The outside walls are covered in floor-to-ceiling windows, and the view really is an amazing perk. She could sit in the plush armchair in front of the windows for hours, just staring outside and never getting bored of it. Are you coming? Ella is startled out of her reverie by Damien calling to her from one of his hallways. He leads her to the last door on the left. This is my guest room. You can shower in here. Ella passes him into the room. From the corner of her eye, she catches him starting to smirk. Unless you want to join me in mine. Ella shakes the thought off and scoffs at Damien. No thank you. The guest room is just as simple as the rest of the place, and just as subtly opulent. The four-poster bed is calling to her with its softness and its silk sheets. Ella walks over to it. There's space to actually walk in this bedroom, and runs a hand over the soft curtains. This is more than fine. Damien smiles at her. Your loss. There should be towels in there. Feel free to use anything and everything you find in there. I'll be waiting in the sitting room when I'm done. After Ella thanks him again, he leaves her alone. Ella glances around at the wide open space of his guest room. He must have thought her apartment was so small. It could probably fit inside this room in its entirety. With a sigh, Ella goes towards the fancy bathroom. Damien is good at hiding his scorn, unlike her mother. But there is no way he doesn't think less of her now that he's seen her place. That's just fine. Ella can deal with this feeling of inadequacy. He can deal with it better than the creeping attraction that's been building inside of her. Knowing just how big of a difference there is between her and Damien makes it a lot easier to ignore her emotions. This is only a business deal, and it's time Ella stopped forgetting it.